What's up, YouTube? It is Garant coming at you with a new video. This is a video that is the start of my Small Streamers Talk series. So what this is going to be, the purpose of this series of videos is this is meant to be a video collection of tips and advice for small streamers. A lot of times you hear a lot of tips or tricks about things not to do. And that can be really confusing because a lot of people say don't do this, don't do that, or do this. And most of the time they're talking about don't do these things that these big streamers do. And the reason for that is big streamers like you got Dr. Disrespect and Cloaksy and Ninja and Tim the Tatman, all of them, they are the exception, not the rule. And that can confuse a lot of people. So I see a lot of advice coming from stream doctors and stream coaches saying don't do this and don't do that. Well, that always leaves me with the question of what do you do? So the purpose of these videos, which I'm going to be posting once a week, are to kind of help clear up some confusion, at least from my perspective, of what these tips and tricks mean coming from these other guys. So to start, I'm going to have maybe 2 or 3, sometimes 4 tips every week that I feel are valuable, that I have heard things about, but they are really can be confusing. So I really want to help clarify things that you may have heard on the internet about streaming. So for starters, one of the big ones, and I fall prey to this a lot, is don't compare yourself to other streamers. I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook and Twitter with small streamers, and a lot of times I find myself comparing my content to theirs. This guy's got 500 followers. What am I doing wrong? This guy's complaining he can't get over 12 viewers. What am I doing wrong? Stop comparing yourself to other streamers. If you're doing this, it's not going to help. All it's going to do is make you feel hopeless, and it's going to discourage you from streaming altogether. I had a guy, I saw he posted, he had pulled up pretty much his whole streaming career. 102 days is what he pulled up. I have 102 days worth of streaming content. I haven't made any revenue yet. Okay, but you have over 500 followers. That's pretty dang good. So I found myself comparing myself to him. It's like he's been streaming for 102 days and he's got over 500 followers. Sure, he hasn't made any money. That's a bad attitude to have. Cannot compare yourself to other streamers, especially other streamers that are doing better than you, because that'll just discourage you from streaming altogether. He had 102 days worth of content, 500 followers, and was feeling discouraged because he wasn't making any money. To me, that's not the right frame of mind to be in, and I fall prey to that a lot. I'm comparing myself to other small streamers who are doing better than me, and it's very discouraging. The next thing I will say, number 2, it's gonna take time. I am a very impatient person. I inherit that from my mother. I am very impatient. I've been streaming for a few months now, and I'm getting very impatient because I'm an impatient person. But it's going to take time. If you watch people like Harris Heller, he streamed for 2 years, I think. I think it was 2 years. 2 years to absolutely no one. 0 viewers most of the time. And it was right before he hit it big that he was almost about to quit. You have to be patient. Streaming isn't an overnight thing. You're not going to hit go live with a sick overlay and cool alerts and a sweet logo and a brand and it blow up. That's as rare as it gets. That's not going to happen realistically to most people. If you look at some of the big streamers, they've been streaming for years to get to where they've been. Tim the Tatman's been streaming for over 6 years. Dr. Disrespect, he's been streaming for almost that long too. It takes a long time to get where you're at, and it's going to take some time to get some traction. So, myself included, need to be patient. And number 3, I said this before, big streamers are the exception, not the rule. So when people say, don't have a starting soon screen, this has kind of been a big topic with Harris Heller, don't have a starting soon screen. Well, all these guys have starting soon screens with these cool intros. That's because they have a fan base that's willing to wait through it. I have had a starting soon screen for pretty much since I started streaming. I'm considering getting rid of it and maybe instead putting a countdown timer, like a 60-second countdown instead. That way people don't just jump into my screen and see a starting soon screen and say, I don't know how long he's going to be sitting here. He could be setting up his system. I don't want to wait. So I'm going to be getting rid of my starting soon screen. I can't talk today. And I'll be replacing it with a 60-second countdown. That way, when they get there, they know exactly how long they're going to be waiting before I actually turn my camera on and get jumping into the game. I think that's a good idea, but it might not work for you. So do what works best for your stream, but just remember, big streamers are the exception, not the rule. Just because they do it, run ads, 60, 90-second ad breaks in the middle of their content, have sub only or follow only chat on, that doesn't mean it's going to be good advice for you. They are the exception, not the what? Rule. So, with that in mind, just need to keep grinding away. I know a lot of times you see people say streaming is a grind, and it can be, and it has been for most of the successful streamers. They've been grinding for years. It's just kind of how anything in life, if you want to be big in anything, YouTube included, it's a grind. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen within a month, within maybe even a year or years. It's just going to take time. So, with those in mind, if you have any other good comments or pieces of advice or tricks or anything like that that you want to share, put them down in the description. As always, I always want to hear from other small streamers or any of my viewers. I always want to have that conversation. So if you're there, drop a comment. Let me know. Here's a good piece of advice I learned. I might include them in future videos. Why not? I want to help anybody who wants to stream. I've got friends that want to stream. So maybe if this video could be helpful to them, leave a comment below. And as always, I stream on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I will leave a link to my Twitch in the description as well as my Twitter. I try to be interesting on Twitter, but I'm really bad at Twitter. But I also put on there my stream schedule on either Sundays or Mondays. I'll throw that up on Twitter so you can see what time I'm going to be live, which it's usually the same time every week. So I don't know why I bother putting my times, but I try to put what I'm going to be streaming so people can plan ahead. He's going to be streaming Sea of Thieves on Friday. I want to watch that. I'll make sure to tune in, turn on notifications, and also subscribe here to my YouTube and hit the bell so you know when my next streamer talk video will be live. I'll be trying to post these once a week. I don't think I'm going to be posting my updates much anymore. Maybe when something big happens, I'll post an update video. But for now, I'm going to focus primarily on these. I want to help grow your community and mine. So with that, I bid you farewell and happy streaming.